Hey, hi guys, my peeps. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello, good evening.
Oh, good evening, Lee. Good to hear your voice. Yeah, if you want to say hello, please.
Yes,
Love it.
nice to be here. Nice to see you all.
Nice to see you. Thank you. So yeah, hi Tina. Good to see you. I'm Ashley. I don't believe we've met before. You can unmute yourself. I think you have to do it yourself. Oh wait, maybe I did it.
There we go. Hello.
Hey,
Nice to meet you.
very nice to have you.
Thanks for
Welcome to the space, of course. My friends. Amanda, how are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Nothing too crazy.
Good. I like that. That's good. Nothing wrong with a little chill out.
Yeah. I love a good chill day. No expectations.
Absolutely. Could not agree more. All right, my friends, we're going to give it just a couple minutes to see who else wants to log on. I know a couple or one person said they were going to make it for the replay. So you will get the replay. So I've got my notes. This is the real deal. So I'm really excited to be in this space with you guys and nerd out. I'm super duper passionate about this, and let's learn together. And so right away, coming into your breathing. I want to thank you so much for being in this space with me. It is such a joy to show up, and thank you, technology, for allowing us to come together. And shamanism, which is something I'm studying and I'm trained in, we like to sit around the fire together. And so as my candles are lit, maybe you have one too. If you don't, that's okay. But we are collecting together in this space to accept and awaken to greater balance and harmony. Harmony. Because when we create harmony on the inside, harmony happens on the outside. Hi, Layla. Welcome, welcome. So harmony within, harmony without. The shamans say, you guys, this is so beautiful. They say if they want to heal the world, they change their perspective about the world and themselves. So they shift perceptions. We can shift perceptual states. And that is what remaps our reality. And then the sacred mirror, the tangible. This is my poetry book, so I have the tangible. I just published that. That reflects all that we are here. So what I would love for you to do is meditate for a moment about what led you here. So something brought you to this space. And if you want to shout it out in the chat box, I would love to hear from you. Love to chat box it up in these sessions. And if you're like, I'm not sure, I just felt like I wanted to be in this space, that's perfect too. It's all wonderful. So if you're okay with it, I'm going to go ahead and open up sacred space, which is just opening my, they call it in shamanism, Viracocha, or 8th chakra. And I'm going to teach you how to do this. So this is a small group. We got a nice tight container tonight. So for me, that means we can actually go a little deeper, go a little further. So let's see what we got in the chat box. I'm not sure. I just like your space and always get something out of it. Yay. Thanks, Amanda. Layla, curiosity and love, curiosity and sensing inner divine feminine and masculine both. Perfect, yes. I love that. Yes. So we're gonna ease into this. There's a lot here. Wanting healing and hope. Beautiful, Tina. I love that. When you ask, you receive. Am I right? So here's how the shamans open up sacred space. You can do this with me. Everybody can do this. We all have a right to be in sacred space. So first I want to say, you are your guru. I am here as your friend, your pal, your safe space holder. Nobody's healing you. Nobody's shifting you. I'm lifting you like this. As my friend Allie would say, I'm fanning your flames. I'm helping you ignite. Don't you love that? I'm helping you ignite. So you and us are empowering each other, but it is you who is healing you. It is you. And so here's how we open up sacred space shaman style. If you want to try it, please do. You have the shaman in you as well. So you bring the hands to your heart and you inhale, reach up. And you exhale, turn your palms out and open up this bubble. Just imagine that container. Open that sacred space. Go ahead and feel that. Claim your space. Exhale perfection. Inhale the journey. Inhale the journey. Exhale perfection. And I'm going to go ahead and put mine over you so that we can hold this space to be real and to rise together. Okay. So let's do a little reset. So you can place your left hand on your heart. I like to do this every time. This is what I learned in shamanic school, how to reset the fight or flight. How to bring your energy towards the earth. How to sync up with the heartbeat of the earth. So what I'll have you do is hold the intention to sync up your energy with the energy of Mother Earth, Pachamama. Start to relax your shoulders, and I'll just have us breathe nice and steady. Welcome home to your breath. Bringing the energy of safety into the body. Knowing that you are so wonderful as you are, and this is just going to light you up even more. You can tip your gaze down towards the heart, just to bow the mind to the heart space. If that feels good for you. And we'll just pause, bringing in some slower energy. Scan your body for any gripping and just see if those spaces can soften. Check your jaw. And let's go ahead and plug in. So imagine at the base of your spine, like a little tail or a cord. Tail is coming up for me. I've never said it like that before. Usually I say cord, but maybe tail feels good. Or a big plant root, right? So this is your root. This is what connects you to the human world. Welcome to human world. It's like our big divine spirits are wiggling into these bodies. We've just wiggled into these bodies. Hey, let's go to Earth. Okay, you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Oh boy. So welcome home. Maybe you start to sway as you become more anchored. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, send that tail, that cord, whatever it looks like for you, down into the rich soil of the earth. It's wet now, right? Because we got so much rain, that moist soil. Inhale up from the earth. Exhale, root. Going even further down, you're wiggling your divine spirit into your beautiful body right here, your temple. And I'm going to ask that we plug into the center of the earth. So let's make this real strong. I'm going to ask that my guides and angels and your guides and angels, if that feels good for you, right? The highest spiritual assistance. How about that? Bring our roots and plug us in straight into the planet so that we feel a sense of belonging here together. And let that just allow the belly to soften. Feel yourself fully engaged with earth. Sending down some gratitude, preparing for new, beautiful insights to flow in. Beautiful. Then take one of your hands, whichever one, and bring it to your third eye if that feels good. And I like to say things out loud, you guys. I find it very potent. So if this feels good, I'll encourage you to say, I am open to receive new and beautiful insights. I ignite the flame of my highest self now. Please come into my body. I am fully present in my body now. If it feels a little funny, know that this is what it feels like to be in your power. Welcome home. Wiggle on in, my love. It's safe here. Take a deep inhale. Hold at the top if you want. Exhale doubt and fear. Let it all go. The time is now. Beautiful. Last little image here. See yourself illuminated in golden light, like an egg of golden light. You can even say out loud, I am safe. Good, then bring your palms at the heart, bowing towards your fingertips in gratitude for this beautiful, fertile ground that we have to explore. This is a together exploration. And let's go ahead and prime the space even more by visualizing ourselves in harmony. So if you were to create a visual, what do you look like? What is your essence? So not even what you look like, but what is the essence of you in beauty and harmony? Harmonizing masculine and feminine, those fluid energies. What does it feel like? Can you create that visual? Can you throw that stone into the future? It's who you are now. That's the secret. No longer a secret though, right? High, high vision of yourself. See yourself in harmony. Another moment here. What does it feel like when you're totally embracing that dance between those energies? Good, deep inhale and exhale. Now see this group in harmony. What does that look like? Focus on this group in harmony. Good, focus on your family and your friends in harmony. You can sway a little bit, let this be fluid. Now focus on your community in harmony. Harmony, 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 balance. Good, expand it, focus on the planet. That's big, you can hold it. Exhale, keep exhaling energy that you don't need, love. Recycle it. Let's hold harmony for another moment. Beautiful. Slowly blink those eyes, looking towards the ground first. Beautiful. Open your hands. Inhale up. Big juicy breath. Exhale to the heart. I'm going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, slow is good. Big belly breath. Exhale, heart activation. Press into that heart. Good. Inhale again. Deeper inhale. Exhale down. Press into that heart. Awaken. Good. Release. And come on back. Nice and easy. So take that with you. If you liked those meditations, take them with you. I find them really, really helpful. All right. Do you feel a little bit more settled? Do you feel more open? Do you feel a little like, ah? Do you feel any of that? I usually do. That means growth is happening. So I'm watching the chat box, my friends. So connect with me. If something comes up, if you got questions, so I think we're going to have a Q&A at the end, but send it over. I'm watching the chat box. Connect with me. If you want me to slow down, so just let me know what's up. I'm here for you. So we're going to learn about the feminine and masculine energies from a yogic perspective. So my feeling is, let's start as big as we can go. Let's start at the macro. Let's go out to creation. And then we're going to bring it down to our own souls. So we'll start big and we'll come in. So from a yogic perspective, and then we will talk about the healthy expressions of these energies in society and within us. And this is something I love. We're going to rebuild the feminine principle, right? Because there is a great fear of the powerful feminine essence on this planet. Why? Because we can create new worlds. I mean, literally, if you want to get really literal on the literal level, the feminine essence births life. The portal is at the hands of the feminine. The portal. Now, Lee, holding it down as a masculine, I want to thank you so much for being here. And we're going to break down gender a little bit too, because it's more than that, y'all. You feel me on this? But on some level, so I'm going to be talking about this as we get down to the micro as a woman who identifies as a dominant feminine essence. That's just my identification right now. And I'm going to say that might change. I'm an evolving being. We are evolving. So I'm not putting any structures around myself because I'm free, y'all. Who's with me? But that's how I feel right now. Tomorrow it might be different. Right? And so that's going to be a filter a little bit. I'm going to try not to filter that in, but as we get to the micro, as we get to, more in daily lifestyle, know that I do come from that space. And so just letting you know that. I'll try not to have that come through, but I do have examples and stories that I'll share from that space. Because my masculine energy is what had me create this book. Maybe I'll tell the story now. So feminine is creative. The feminine is intuitive. So when I sit down by the river and I'm writing poetry and I'm all up in my feelings, that's what's inside of this book. The feminine essence for me, right? I'm sitting down, I'm present, I'm feeling things. That's these poems. Now, what made it into a book is my lit up masculine. If I didn't have a lit up masculine, then I wouldn't have gone through the entire process to materialize this. The masculine gets shit done. I'm just going to be real. The masculine is like, step 1, buy a barcode. Step 2, have a buddy to help you. The barcode I'm stoked about. Anyways, so I just wanted to let you know on a real life example, your masculine is the part of you that is simple. It's progressive. The feminine spirals. The masculine like does this. Goal, go get the goal. Right? We're going to go way deeper than that, but I just wanted to share that because that popped into my mind. So, rebuild the feminine, explore how these aspects show up in nature and within us so we can express balance in your own way. In your own way. Hashtag you're the guru, right? There's no pedestals. I'm nerding out on this stuff and I feel so stoked to share this with you, but you're going to be teaching me next week. You know what I mean? It's like we're in this together. So something I love is dancing between these energies. Putting on one hat, putting on another. Remember, fluidity is good. We want moving currents. What happens when the lake gets stagnant? It starts to smell, right? So we want moving current. We want movement. Learn how to use these energies for health and manifestation. This is cool. We're going to talk about that. I'm excited. And learn how to recognize imbalance so you can be in your power and drop back into balance. Because I don't know about you, but I'm not perfect yet. I don't believe that we will have it all figured out. And I had this thought the other day, you guys, like we'll always have more to heal. We'll always have more to create, at least as long as we're on Earth. And for me, I looked at that in a new way. So for me, I said, that means there's no ceiling. So if there were a perfect, vibe this out, if there were a perfect place to get to, then that would mean that something would come to a halt, right? Evolution don't work that way. There is more love, more growth, more expansion. So it's good that you're not done. The planet, right? Who feels good about that? That makes me feel good. I see some head nods. It's good that you're not done. Let's tap that into the third eye. Hey, remember this, beautiful human. Remember this. It's good that you're not done. Okay. Cool. So why am I doing this now? Because it's really important right now. A lot of, well, I'll say it like this. The feminine is breaking through the bondage, is what I feel. And it's important to be aware of what's happening right now, right? It's important to be aware of this. And for me and for you, when you have knowledge, when you have something that changed your life, it's your duty to share it, right? This stuff completely changed my life, right? And so I'm here sharing it because I love it. Okay, sweet. So let's talk about health. Health is what? Balance. Not too much this, not too much that. Throw out the word moderation and let's bring in balance. Balance feels better for me. I don't know about you. And when you look at Chinese medicine and the meridian system, we know that moving currents of energy are balanced. Stagnant currents of energy are imbalanced, right? So this is on all levels of your life, health and well-being. That's what they call that good holistic, all levels. Okay, let's get into some creation philosophy. So just to give you a little background, I trained in 200-hour yoga teacher training in 2014. I did my 500-hour a couple years ago. I've been studying this. I'm super passionate about it, but I don't know everything. I just wanted to give you a little background there because I love it so much and it helps me so much. So the creation mythology, and this is sacred geometry too, is Great Spirit. And remember, if something doesn't resonate, just toss it out. I'm cool with that. Great Spirit, the one. Right? Now, there's a philosophy that says Great Spirit wanted to experience itself. So it stepped out of itself. Creation. Now, when it stepped out of itself, we get duality. Light and dark, baby. Remember, what you stuff down, it becomes stagnant. So we want freedom, right? So we want freedom. This is free energy. This is free energy. When energy is free, it's healthy. So you get duality, masculine and feminine. And these are primordial cosmic energy. That sounds so cool. And then from there, you just have boom, 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 boom. It never stops. We're creators. We're creating. And yoga says this, you guys. So the ancient teachings of yoga, these are thousands of years old. There's this Indian text called the Upanishads that says the creator God, or Brahman, equals Atman. Atman is your individual self, your soul. So these ancient teachings say the divine is you, and you are the divine. Nobody told me that growing up, but that's okay, because I remembered. And you know, the shamans say, you guys, that's the cosmic humor. The shamans say that when you remember that you are God, there is a rumbling laughter over the mountaintops. Ha 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 ha. And Buddha says, what does Buddha say? Something about, I don't know if this is the exact quote, but when you realize the truth, you'll tilt your head back and laugh at the sky. Ha ha ha, oh wait, I can change anything I want. I am a divine being. And when I am in touch with who I truly am, this is huge. I want to serve. When I am loved up, I want to extend my hands and lift people. So permission to be powerful. I don't care how powerful you want to be. Get as powerful as you want because you are a channel for love. If you love up, there is no such thing as too much self-love. I'm sorry, there's not. No. Because if you're exploding with love, what do? Mom, you're so beautiful. Oh, you go into spaces and you love people up because you can't help it. You're just like, who can I love today? Has anybody had that feeling? I'm so loved up. Like, yeah. Who can I freaking love? I'm going to smile at this person. I'm going to send them love. Do you feel me? So that's that good power. That's that good power. Permission to be powerful. I love it. So what's the goal of yoga? The goal of yoga, so the word yoga means to yoke, which means to unite. Yoga is about calming the chitta of the mind chatter, which is the false perceptions. Remember, shamans are always moving their perceptions. So having fluid perceptions is really cool, is really good. You're an evolving being. So if you look at, you guys, the Kundalini serpent, so from a yoga perspective, if you look at this image, you've got the masculine and the feminine inside of a human. Don't matter what gender, masculine and feminine inside of a human. And they spiral up like this through the spine. and then they unite as one at the third eye. So that means a woke third eye dissolves the illusion of separation. This is deep. Right? This is good, but it's trickling in. Let it trickle in. Me and my sister say, drip feed. Just drip feed it. If you need to come back to your breath, please do. If you feel like in a moment, you're holding your breath, just come back. And I can go quick. I have a rising Aries, so please say, hey, Ash, slow down, honey. Okay. All right, I won't be offended, I swear. Okay. So the goal of yoga is to know who you are. So this is perception right here. Perception rules reality. Perception rules reality. And so we know that light and dark are two sides of the same coin. And I'm not talking about distortion and the matrix, the system, right? Or maybe I am, as I said that, because everything serves the light. But the most important thing is that we wake up. That's the key, that we wake up, right? And know that we hold the key to our own inner union. So that happens through perception. So you ever heard of Shiva and Shakti? So in the Hindu philosophy, which is where yoga comes from, Shiva is the primordial cosmic energy on the masculine side, and Shakti is the primordial cosmic energy on the feminine side. Let's take a breath. And maybe let out a sigh. Come back to that breath. So this is way out. We're going to bring this back in. I promise you. We're going out right now. It's okay. We can expand our tentacles out far and come back in. So in yoga philosophy, the philosophy of creation says there was a split, masculine and feminine, and the masculine contains the feminine. So if you Google this, if you research this, the philosophy says it's also called Purusha and Shiva. Those are synonymous. So these words are synonymous. Purusha, Shiva, and masculine. Here's the feminine. Prakriti. I'll type it in the chat box. Prakriti. Shakti and feminine. And in this philosophy, it's all about the union of these energies, bringing them together, So here's a beautiful quote I found. This is by Robin Rumi. I am Shakti as well as Shiva. I am everything, male and female, light and dark, flesh and spirit, perfectly balanced in one single moment, lasting an eternity. Beautiful, huh? Now, who's heard of the Kundalini awakening? Yeah? It's okay if you haven't. Yeah, I'm seeing head nods. And so so really the Kundalini is seen as feminine. And that is the movement, the current. So usually the feminine is the current and the masculine is the container or the witness to the current, right? So the feminine, the Kundalini, is that spiritual Shakti energy that goes up. Why does it go up? Because creation happens like this, out, and then you wiggle in. A spiritual awakening goes from the earth, from the ground, and then we rise up. So creation comes here and comes down. And enlightenment inside of your human body goes down and up, right? So that's why we got really grounded to start with. You want to be grounded, my love. Because I'll tell you, I spent a lot of my life floating above my body. Floating, I'll be a human later. I'm just going to float. Hey, where are you? She's not in there. Yeah, halfway out, halfway in. But now I'm fully embodied and I practice it every day. I literally slap my legs and I say, hey, Ash, in my body, I am in my body. So don't go floating off. Let's stay anchored, yeah? I don't want y'all floating anywhere. Because when you're grounded, think about a tree. The deeper your roots, the more you can experience enlightenment. The bigger your tree, the deeper those roots. Get real grounded. Eat some sweet potatoes. Dance a little bit. That's going to make you feel safe, love, is to just anchor. And so the spiritual energy flows up, and what happens? We remember wholeness. We say, oh yeah, pain is not an issue. It's part of the journey. It's part of the journey. See what we got here from Lee. He was feeling that. I saw it. A thought from earlier. Moderation implies limiting something. Balance is limitless. Wow. And you just had sweet potatoes. Are we aligned or what? I love that. I love what you said there. A thought from earlier. Moderation implies limiting something. Balance is limitless. Thank you, Lee. So cool. Yes. Freedom. Okay. Also, don't let me forget to have us close our Aware coaches at the end of this journey, which I might keep you for hours and hours. I'm just kidding. But make sure, don't let me forget to close our Aware coaches. If I forget, let me know or do it after this, because that's important too. Every time I meditate, you guys, I open my sacred space. And then you close it. We'll show you at the end. And that's something you can do. So here's a little side note. In shamanism, when we open up sacred space, we step into timelessness. In the West, we see time like an arrow, like you are always a product of your past. The Western philosophies never vibed with me, to be real. I like the Eastern side because it's more feminine. It's more balanced. The West is out of balance. I'll say it like this. The West is rebalancing. Not a really pretty process, by the way. Can you spell the term for sacred space? Yes, I can. Where Kocha. So that's the expansion of your light vehicle, your light body. So when you step into sacred space, and it doesn't have to be an all-night event. You can light a candle and have sacred space for 5 minutes and meditate. When you do that, you are affecting everything. Because you are everything. Remember, all is one. All of this is a mirror to all of this. That's a very sobering truth, by the way. It's very sobering. It's like, oh. And really, you came here as a divine being. This is how Shaman Derek talks about it. He's one of my faves, by the way. I'm going to type him in. He's one of my faves. Triple Scorpio. God bless. Incredible man. So he talks about it like this. You came to earth as a bright light, a compassionate soul. I know that because you're in this space and I can feel you. You came here because there is an imbalance on the planet and you came to wake up. That's just what I feel. Let me know if you feel that. I wiggled my infinite spirit. I wiggled down. Boom, in a body. What? I'm uncomfortable, y'all. It's okay. And so part of this is committing to being on the journey. Why? Because we need you. Shaman Durek talks about it like there are energies, there are our brothers and sisters in the darkness right now. Either they have forgotten who they are, or they are willingly choosing to be in the dark. Now here's the secret. They're still the light. They're just lost a bit, right? And we came as bright ass lights, had to say it, had to do it, to wake up ourselves and wake up our brothers and our sisters. So when I go into my parents' house, here's what I say. I say, I am the light. And I could go in there and I could either drop my vibration to where they are. I'm not saying that they're better or worse than me. I'm just saying I could merge with them or they could merge with me. Which one do I want? Here's a funny story. I went into Best Buy to get a phone, right? It just happened. And I said to myself, okay, I'm going into the Matrix. Light it up. I'm going into the consumerism asleep society. If you see billboards, you know what I'm saying. If you saw media, you know what I'm saying. Right? Okay. And so I knew that knowledge is power. So what did I do? I knew what to expect. I walked in there and I just loved everything. I love you, I love you, I love you. Because the brighter your light, sometimes the darkness is like, fear, I should shrink. Don't do that. Be the big ass bright light you are. Because the lighter and the brighter, the more you wake up your brothers and sisters, we need you. So when you step into the matrix, if you have to work with people or you are working with people, you don't have to do anything. If you work with people who have a vibe, do you want to go, everything has to do this. Everything is always moving to this. If somebody's here, it doesn't mean they're worse than you. It just means they're at a different consciousness level. Are you going to anchor here so that they have to come here? Or are you going to go here? And what I do as a sensitive shapeshifter is I anchor myself. I pause. Before I walk inside, I say, ooh, I'm light, y'all. Y'all better watch out because I'm going to love you. That doesn't mean I'm perfect. But that just means that I feel better, y'all. I feel better. I got more peace flowing through me. Hashtag you choose. You choose, right? Cool. And in Shaman Durek's book, Spirit Hacker, or Hacking, he says something like this: all distortion comes from dysfunctional thinking. It's perspective. Some people would say everything is horrible right now. I choose to say everything is healing right now. It's your choice, my love. That doesn't mean that you don't cry sometimes for the suffering, but that means that you are the eagle above that says, hey, Ash, hey, soul, you can trust this. It might not be pretty, but I've got you. And you are healing, and we are healing. That's pretty nice. Make sure my computer is plugged in real quick. Let's reconnect to your breath, to the technology. Excuse me while I fiddle with my computer. Okay, good, we're on. All right. Let's take a breath. Just let that settle. Let that settle. Let this be a remembrance. It's really not new. It's really not new, right? And thank yourself. Thank yourself for being here. Thank yourself for being so brave to be on earth during this awakening. If you take one thing from any of my classes, may it be the biggest self-love ever. That's the one thing I want you to take. The biggest self-love. The biggest and the greatest. So if you forget everything else, that doesn't matter. Self-love is going to get you there. Promise. Are we doing okay? A little more? Go more? Sweet. Okay. So now we're down to the earth. So we got this big vibe down. Creation, the splitting off, the duality. Everything is evolution. We're fluid. We're evolving. To shift our life, we shift our perspective, that kind of thing. So now we're at the earth. Ooh, this is big. Let's talk about what's happening. So in the West, there is a need to lift the feminine principle. Remember the witch trials? I can't tell you how many people I've worked with, how many powerful feminine essences that I've worked with who were killed in past lives for practicing magic. And if that doesn't resonate with you, just toss it out. I had to say it. I had to say it. I'm one of those people. Because it would make sense that if we're infinite beings, that we have a circle of life experience on earth. And like I said, if that doesn't hit you in this good spot, then throw it out. That's just how I see it, right? Many lifetimes is how I see it. So why? Why? Why has the feminine principle been suffocated? Here's what the shamans say. This is a really cool quote, by the way, by my teacher, Alberto Villoldo. So it says, I remember, take this in, I remember being told by a medicine woman in the Amazon, do you know why they are really cutting down the rainforest? Because it is wet and dark and tangled and feminine. Let's unpack that. Wow, that says a lot. Here's what I learned in Shaman Durek's book. So there are forces who have tipped the scales. If you have grown up in this lifetime, you know what I'm talking about. Media, infiltration, the food, the let's all walk one path. Let's not learn about sacred sexuality. Let's shame ourselves. You know what I'm talking about? It's like, let's walk in these lines like this and not question spirituality. In shamanism, we learned that we in the West are wounded by our mythology. Think about it like this. This is my teacher taught me. Eve, Adam and Eve, we got tossed out of the Garden of Eden. The shamans don't see it that way. Other cultures say we were never thrown out. Think about this for a second. It's kind of weird that our mythology says, you know, the feminine, right? It was the feminine. The feminine has been evilized, demonized, because in Shaman Durek's book, which blows my mind, it says, when the feminine is fully turned on, we see and we feel the imbalance. And when we see and we feel the imbalance, we say no. Don't hurt the animals. No, I'm not eating that. No, I'm not going there. No, I'm not getting this job. And there's probably more to it. That's what I've learned so far. Why else would witches have been burned at the stake and subjected to patriarchal religious systems? Why else? People were healing people in their cabins in the woods, healing diseases, and they were killed for that. Why else? Because it's powerful, love. It's powerful. You can heal worlds in your hands, all of you, me. It's big power, baby. And we're saying yes to it now, right? So Gaia, Pachamama, all of that says Mother Earth. So Gaia and Pachamama are Earth. The same thing, all synonymous. I'll write those in, just for fun. Gaia, Pachamama, Mother Earth. So why are we pillaging the earth? Why are we doing that? Because the feminine principle has been pressed, right? How come we don't feel the animal suffering as a whole? You feel me? How come there are people in the world who do things and don't take into account other people? That's an out of balance masculine to feminine. When the masculine is not anchored in a healthy feminine, it doesn't care who it hurts to get its goals accomplished. The feminine part of you attunes. Attunes means to feel other people, means to feel the trees. When the feminine wakes up in you, you go out in nature and you want to save nature. You want to heal the planet. You wake up. When that feminine is awake in you, you have so much compassion. You can feel everybody. Ooh. The feminine in you is when you walk into a house and you feel somebody is sad, you address it and you love that person, right? You don't go in, la, la, la. No, the feminine in you says, oh, you okay, my love? Because you feel. Can the feminine anchor the masculine? Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. So how does the feminine anchor the masculine? So here's what I've learned. So we can go into this a little deeper now because we've got the earth part. Let's see if there's anything else here that I want to say. Okay, cool. I think I got it. So now we're bringing it a little bit closer to us, right? Masculine is the container. The feminine dances inside of it. So let's talk about these energies. I'm looking at that question. I'm gonna talk about that for sure. So I'm gonna throw out some words. This is the nature of these energies. Look beyond gender, my love. Feminine. Lunar. She's ruled by the moon. Psychic. Art. Creativity. Right brain, right side of the brain. Left side of the body, it switches. Empathic. And she combines, she brings things together. She's wild, y'all. You have that image of all those ladies dancing in the woods by a fire, like naked. Ah, that's free woman. Kill those ladies, they're too wild. No, honey. Right? So the wild feminine. This is in men too, loves. This is in all. The feminine is freaking wild. She's primal. You ever read that book, Women Who Run with Wolves? I haven't, but I heard it's really good. I have it on my shelf. So she comes alive at night. The feminine sees the invisible world. In literal terms, she carries the portal between life and death. She's the portal. So your feminine comes alive at night. She's lunar. For me, let me break it down on an individual level right now. So this is my story. I grew up and I was so sensitive. And remember to breathe, love. I'm talking to myself too. I grew up, I was so sensitive that I thought a shoe had feelings. I have this crazy memory, this wildly beautiful memory. See, we can reframe our language. You see that? Let's reframe language. Ooh, I like doing that. Okay, that felt better. Good. So there was a shoe, and I was like, oh, the shoe is by itself. It needs the other shoe. So that's who I am. Extremely sensitive. Now my trauma, and this is a whole nother workshop, which let's do it, is psychic trauma. So I'm very high vibrating. I have a very high consciousness, and I was like a light and the darkness came in. I'm gonna tell you my story. So I had spiritual trauma. I felt attacked every night. Every time the sun went down, I felt attacked. And maybe you feel that too. That's pretty common. Because you're the light, my love. Because you're the light. And you know what I know now? Here's the most beautiful thing about it. I came here wanting to know my power. Therefore, this is duality. You feel me? This is a dual planet Earth. It's a dense planet. So in order to know my power, what did I have to experience? Powerlessness. You can find what you came here to experience by what your deepest wound is. If it's abandonment, you came to know love. Teal Swan taught me this. She's a YouTuber. Changed my life. I have it on my website too. Your greatest pain has prepared you for what you came to do. And you know what else is crazy? So my trauma is all spiritual mainly. And now I talk to dark energies when I do healing sessions for people. Like I'm working very close with them. And I'm like, what's up? Why are you up in here? I ain't afraid. I'm not afraid. Right? Because I'm so love and so powerful that the only way they can get into me is if they try to make me afraid. They're so afraid of me that they tried to make me afraid. And it's okay. Shaman Durek is like, I love him so much, y'all. He's like, yeah, this dark energy came into my room and I was like, oh, you want to come in here? Like, this is what the light looks like when it sleeps. Come a little closer. I might just hug you. Come a little closer. Because the second you touch me, ooh, you are going to turn to love, baby. That's how radical we have to be these days. I laugh at that. I'm like, yes. It's like, I love you. Because what is darkness? You could say it's a lot of things. It's unconscious. So when I see darkness, dark spirits in people, I look at them and I say, hey, I see you. The second you shine light on it, it changes. It starts to wiggle. It's stagnant. You look at it, it starts to do this. You're like, hey, you're safe, my love. Release. Love is your power, right? So for me in my life, you guys, I had to learn the masculine principle because I felt unsafe for a very long time. The masculine is your protector. I had to develop a strong masculine presence so that my feminine felt safe. Because the feminine feels everything. Anger, sadness, joy. She feels it all. Without a strong masculine, she gets lost, you guys. Okay? How beautiful is this awareness? So liberating. So liberating. The feminine is we are. The masculine is I am. We need both. I came up with that last night. I really liked it. Or it came up with me, I don't know which one. It found me or I found it, not sure, but I like it. So the masculine. Solar, warm, penetrative, simple, consciousness, go-getter, individuation, left brain, I see, I am. Masculine is the container. If you are very emotional and you want safety, make your masculine stronger. Now, how the heck do you do that? I learned recently, what's the name of this? So they're called Alaya Tantra School. I think that's all I need to say. Let me write that in the chat box too. Alaya, I don't really know how to spell it though. Alaya Tantra School. They have some good chats about these energies as well. And if nothing comes up, shoot me a message. Send me an email and I'll send you a link to their Spotify. So, masculine says, hey, feminine, who's doing this? She wild. She wild. Like literally. Think about dance. That's a feminine method. If you want to build the feminine, let's talk about how to build these. So how to build the feminine. Let's start there. Open your eyes at night. Meditate at night. Look out at the stars. Embrace your darkness. So in Tantra training, which I'm not trained in, but a lot of it is nice embodiment of emotions. And so you can like sway. If I'm feeling trapped, if you've been with me before in these workshops, I made people growl last time. It was so awesome. I think I was really blissed out after we all did that group growl. But that's the feminine. The feminine is like wild. She's not contained, you guys. Be weird and be proud. In your own way. Get loud, get proud. I growl a lot. I jump up and down. That builds the feminine principle because it's expression of emotion. Maybe poetry is your vibe. Expression heals the feminine. She needs to be heard. She needs to be heard. The masculine listens. The feminine's got a lot to say. These are energies, right? You can do gender if you want, but I would rather us stay in the energy fields. The masculine is consciousness. I see. I see. The feminine is, let me frickin' express right now. I got a lot to say. Let me talk about my frickin' feelings. I'm gonna write a haiku. You feel me on a haiku? I'm gonna look at the trees. I'm gonna touch this tree and I'm gonna feel that tree. So nature. Breathing with nature. Growing your roots. Mother Earth. Eating nature's blessings. Feminine principle. And you guys can probably find these too. Like, let me know how do you build a feminine principle? Let me know if you have any ideas. Shoot them over. Hula hooping, dance. Having those like heart-to-heart conversations. So how to build the masculine, the main way is meditation, feeling people. Totally, Layla. And Tina, I'm still looking at your question. I'm gonna address that here as it arrives. It's gonna just land right in. Yeah, feeling people, exactly. Empath. Now, the masculine, how to build the masculine. And I learned this from Alaya Tantra School. I have a good Instagram account where I learned this. Meditate. When you meditate, you build the masculine principle because you are witnessing without judgment. Witness the wild and beautiful, and sometimes not so beautiful. Maybe it is beautiful, but it's a little dark. That's okay, right? We have issues when we don't growl. When anger is not expressed. If you don't scream into pillows when you get pissed off, where does it go? Into your back, and it becomes demonized. Oh, this kind of energy is good. Up and out, baby, up and out. Remember safety. I'm gonna give myself 10 minutes to freak the frick out. 10 minutes, baby. I've done this. I've set my timer for 10 minutes and I just, and once the timer went off, I said, cool down, cool down. It's really good. It's so helpful. I really mean that. I was drooling and stuff. I went berserk. It was really, really good. Freedom. I think that all disturbance in this world comes from suppression. Sexuality. Right? Can we talk about freedom for a second? Can we talk about taking out the shame in that? Ooh, that's big. We'll do another workshop on that later. I'll take a workshop on that because I'm learning about that, right? How to embrace that primal essence. And in Tantra, they talk about, feeling pleasure when you drink your coffee. Feeling pleasure when you step outside and feel the breeze on your skin. Living alive. Living alive. So what builds the masculine principle is meditating and just watching without judgment. That's the safe container. And sometimes, guys, if I'm in the shower and I'm like a little worried, or if I'm some type of way, I'll say, okay, I call in my inner masculine. And I'll start to talk, I'll say, hey, Ash, I got you. I got you. That's the masculine. You can say those words to yourself too. If you're feeling a little something, right? Hashtag be aware of yourself. You're the creator. Be aware, right? You're important. If you feel a little something, verbalize your voice. Say, hey, listen. You're okay right now. And sometimes what you need, if you want to build your masculine, is a good schedule. Remember how you can feel into that. A schedule is masculine. Step 1, step 2. What does that do? It makes us feel safe. Makes us feel calm because we've got a schedule. Now for the masculine side. So schedules are good for that, for the highly empathic, emotional type of people. The flutterers. Schedules are good. They make us feel safe, I think, right? But you decide. You decide what works for you. But I think that's a masculine vibe, schedules, right? Now, an unhealthy feminine, a distorted feminine says, I need you to feel safe. I need this man. I need this other person to make me feel safe. This was me. A healthy masculine in you means you're whole. Means you're a freaking divine being, fully embodied. When the feminine is distorted, she needs life support. Now, let's be real. I need life support sometimes. I like to phone a friend at night. I like to buy healing sessions for myself. I'm not talking about support, guys. Let's level up the support. But you know what I mean, that feeling of attachment. I can't live without you. That feeling. Oh, I felt that before. It was horrible. Absolutely horrible. It taught me a lot though. So that's the distorted feminine. Also, a distorted feminine is she has all these dreams, but she doesn't take any steps towards them. Develop your masculine. Hey, step 1, get a barcode. Step 2, look at the barcode. I don't know, right? Meditate on the barcode. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a perfect example of a healthy masculine, right? I've been working on this and studying this, and ooh, I feel so good, and you guys do too. I'm telling you, it's time. So this is an example of the feminine held by the masculine, this physical, tangible book. So what happens when the masculine is out of sync with the feminine? We kind of already talked about that. A distorted masculine says, I can't feel you. And it's okay to say that, actually, because that's the first step to feeling you. That's honesty. And I don't identify as a full masculine essence, so I don't know this one on a personal level as much, okay? But what I've studied and learned is that a masculine that is distorted doesn't hear the animals cry, doesn't hear the earth speak. When the masculine is distorted, it's only I am. There's no we. The feminine says, I am that person. We are one. The masculine says, it's just me. Healthy expressions, this is really good. The I am is very good. We need the I am. Or else we wouldn't even know what we wanted in life. We need the I am, right? Even heart-to-heart conversations with yourself, raise the feminine. Yes, I love that. Absolutely. Beautiful. Okay, good. Let's get back to Tina's question this time. Can the feminine anchor the masculine? So where the masculine, what I've learned, has found balance is by living in the heart, which means coming into their body, which means slowing down, which means taking everybody's well-being into consideration. The feminine anchors the masculine by the heart vibration. Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. The earth. The feminine anchors the masculine by this. This is so beautiful. I love this feeling so. Feminine anchors the masculine when they said this. I love you. It's like the Tin Man. Right? Let me pour some love. Oh God, you're so strong. You're so amazing. You're so I love you. I love you. A masculine so far over here needs what? Love, so they can feel again. I like that question, Tina. That made me think. That made me feel. So the feminine can anchor the masculine by being compassion. You're forgiven, my love. You're safe, my love. The feminine holds so much love in her heart. These are energies. Remember, we all have these. So the masculine says, I'm not enough. The masculine says, I didn't check off my to-do list. The feminine says, oh, you are freaking amazing. Oh, because the masculine wants to save the day, right? The masculine wants to slay the dragons, and I actually want to have a prayer circle for the masculine, because I think, there's a lot of heavy energy in that energy, because that's the energy that pressed the feminine. So I think the masculine vibe carries a lot of shame about that suppression, maybe unconsciously perhaps. So I do have a lot of compassion for the masculine energy in myself. And I want to say, all is forgiven, my love. You're safe to feel, my love. Be patient with yourself, my love. You're enough. You're enough. You're doing enough. That's a big one. Medicine for the masculine. and I need this for my masculine. You're doing enough, my love. That's some good. That is some good. So how the frick do we manifest things? In love, because we're creators, right? We're meant to create. Let's take a breath. So let me talk about this in terms of relationship in my biased perspective, if I can, because this might shed some light. This is coming from a person who feels like an embodied feminine with both energies, but in relationship as a feminine resonating woman dating a masculine resonating man, this might shed some light. So it's coming from that place, just so you know. I've had a lot of masculine energy, like entrepreneur, let's frickin' go. Let's build something. A lot of fire. Now, if I went to hang out with my partner in that energy, there would be no polarity. If you're dominant, and even if you're not dominant, even if you're fluid, you still want to create some kind of polarity, right? And so this is what I did. I hope this helps. So I took my entrepreneur hat off because he actually ended up saying to me, hey, Ash, like, I don't want you to heal me. I said, what? You mean you like me, like, as me? I don't have to, like, do anything? Hey, yeah. So anyways, so when I would hang out with this person, I would take off my entrepreneur hat. I would make a cup of cacao. I love cacao. That gets me into my feminine. So tea might get you into your feminine. A song might get you into your feminine. Feminine's receptive. So for me, I would put on cacao. I would put on a dress. I would come into the present moment. I would feel sensual in myself. I'd let go. Fluid, y'all. It's fun. That's why I put the word fun in that sentence. Because I would be the badass healer over here. And then when I'm done for the day, like, I'm going to get into that nice, like, yummy space. Because remember, she comes out at night and everybody. So put your tea on. Take that hat off. And receive. You might get some juicy wisdom come in, some aha moments. Remember, the feminine says, I have an idea. I just had a download. She's receptive. She gets all these ideas. The masculine says, I see. Right? And then the next day when the sun's out, let's build it. Let's build this, right? So I hope that helps. So we want polarity in romance. That's what I feel. And this is a whole big topic that I'm still exploring. But we want polarity because if you have two masculine vibes, I don't believe that creates polarity, right? There's no like fire, there's no passion, there's no excitement. So if, however this resonates with you. And you can change it around. You can flip-flop. It's like, I'm gonna throw you into your feminine, I'm gonna be in my masculine. That's great. So that can be some kind of fluid discussion. Thank you. I needed to hear those words of the masculine. Oh, beautiful. Me too. Me too. Thank you for saying that, Tina. This is making me really realize how much more feminine energy my husband has than me. He's much more feminine than me in most ways. Interesting. That is so good to know. So, you could even say, well, so here's what I've learned in terms of Tantra relationship is that, it's our job to be in a relationship and take responsibility for our own energy. So if you're a feminine dominant woman, and I'll speak for myself, it's my responsibility to be receptive, to get into that space if I'm experiencing that connection. For example, and this is so literal, you guys, like, let's break out of this, but hopefully this might help. You see how careful I'm being with making this about gender? Like, this is good. So for example, masculine energy is going to go to the gym. They're going to hang out with their guys. They're going to get all this energy out. They're going to go complete a project, go do a goal, hang out with their dudes, hang out with the masculines. And the feminine is going to take a bubble bath. Very basic, very literal. And then they come together and they're polarized. right? Masculine's got to do masculine shit. Feminine's got to do feminine stuff. More than gender. And the really fun thing is this is play. We all get to discover this for ourselves. It's going to be different for you. And it's going to be different for me tomorrow, maybe. So let yourself be fluid. Does that help? Good, but that opposites attract really makes a lot of sense for him and I. Other relationships and have good balance. Yeah, absolutely. Because I'll tell you this, when I was in that relationship and I was in my feminine essence, I felt wholeness. I showed up as a whole being because I didn't have the distorted feminine vibe. I showed up as a whole being. And then it was really, really good because I took responsibility of my own energy. You know, big stuff. Shoot me some questions, you guys, if you have them. I really, really appreciate you. Let me know what resonates with you. I hope that helps. These are fluid. You'll feel it out. I actually think that's everything on my paper. How does that sit with you? Oh, I have one more exercise. No questions flowing up? Oh yeah, manifestation. Boom. Good. Perfect. So you have to know what you want, right? You have to know what you want. Like I've had a lot of partnerships. Like, oh, I thought I wanted that. Well, not really anymore. So permission to change your mind. Okay? Permission to be fluid. You're fluid, right? So manifestation. You're here to manifest, by the way. You're a creator. You're here to create things. The longing you have to create is completely natural. The feminine is the dreamer. She fantasizes. And fundamentally, she's very expansive. Remember, the masculine is like this. Step one, step two. She's like way out. Masculine's like, what did she just say? I don't know. The masculine's kind of freaked out of the vastness and the variety of the feminine emotional system. Bigger than gender. It's like, whoa, you can feel all that? Hell yeah, you can too. So dream, fantasize. What do you want? Here's the cool part. I have this on my website. Remember the Kundalini awakening that we talked about? So get this. Every time you remember that you are already whole. Okay? The highest truth is oneness. We're in separate bodies for a reason. Remember, I am and we are. Duality becomes one once we remember. Take a breath. This is very simple. So once you remember that you are a whole being, you can have whatever you want. I mean that. You can create because it's fun. Then it becomes exciting. It's like, oh, I want a relationship that's like this. I want to live by the beach. I want to do this. You're not needing it because you're whole. You're whole, my love. You are so juicy and whole. Whole, whole, whole. I just had a thought. Let me get something. You guys are going to laugh. Ugh. Look at this. So this is the whole. Sorry, I had to do it. So this is a sculpture. I know, right? I'm glad it was close by. So you've got the masculine and the feminine energies, and you've got wholeness in the middle. I'm geeking out right now. Why do we have the whole? Because we're meant. Amanda's like, Ash, you are such a nerd. This is going to be the shot for the video. Anyways, so there's this word sunyata in Buddhism. I'm gonna bring this together. So it's called sunyata. And it's the perfect emptiness where all life comes from. That's really cool. wholeness, spaciousness. Let there be the mystery. Let there be the unknown. That's the fun part. That's the fun part. Sunyata, empty fullness. It's that void of miracles. And if that makes you feel funny inside, like a little bit afraid, I want you to say, bring your masculine in and say, I love you. Bring your masculine and your feminine. I love you. You're safe. I'm whole. I'm whole. I'm whole. What do you want to create, love? So we self-soothe. If I feel funny, I literally just love myself. I hug myself. Not stuffing down, but acknowledging. Acknowledging. Oh, I felt that. Like when I get a fearful thought, I'll usually address it. I'll say, oh, I see you. I love you. You're safe. You're safe. Matt Kahn is another incredible spiritual teacher. He says this: don't judge the judger. The one inside of you that judges, the one that's afraid, is the first in line to be loved. Changed my life. When I describe my husband and my relationship, I often say that we are single together. So this whole oneness is very real for me. Hopefully I can feel that in myself along more too. Yeah, absolutely. And you know what the most powerful thing is that we choose it. It's a boldness. It's a really radical choice. That's what Shaman Derek talks about, is you decide. You decide. You decide. Yes. That is beautiful. Beautiful, you guys. So manifestation, you fantasize, you dream, and you do it from your place of inner wholeness. And then you follow your intuition. You let go. Remember, the wholeness in the middle is the letting go part. Can't grip on so tight, right? I mean this for myself too. My fists sometimes are like this. I'm like, hey, Ash. I bring in the word safety. So this involves letting go. We want the open space. We gotta have some faith in the universe. You feel me? So you create your vision. And then what? You decide. You know your wholeness. You create your vision. And here's another little tip, real quick, on manifestation. Thank you, universe, for my amazing clients. Thank you, universe, for those 10 clients a week that I'm so blessed to have and serve. Thank you. You speak about it in the present. You say thank you. You pretend it's already there. See with your heart. You're a creator. Right? Oh my goodness. Did that time already pass by? Any last minute questions, you beautiful souls? Say that again, please, about judging, and the first one in line. The one who judges is the first in line to get love, or to be loved, whatever you feel. That fearful thought is the first in line to be held. Y'all, this is so good. Matt Kahn taught me that. Does that help, Lee? Yeah, good. Because if it ain't all love, then what is it? And I like to make it practical. Like that makes it practical. Like, yes, love, 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 but what does that mean in real life? How do we do that? Yeah? You're so much, Tina. Yeah, so much to ponder and embrace. Good words, ponder and embrace. I love it. Any last chat boxes here? I want to hear what you guys like the best. So if you have social media and you want to tag me, or you want to just send me an email, I want to know what hit you the most. What spoke to you? Because I bet it's different for all of us. What was your favorite part about this? You might sit with that for a minute. So much to think about and grow on, for sure. Absolutely. You are so, so welcome. I love it. I can't wait to create more. So what I do is I am now committing to 2 virtual healing ceremonies a month. So those are 40 minutes, usually like 49 because I like to talk and heal. So 49 minutes, give or take. And those are $11, and 15% of each ticket goes to donation. And those are really fun. So we just go in and do some raveling, shamanic healing for everybody. They're always different. I like to create new themes, which are really fun. If you have a theme that you want me to ponder about and create, send it my way. This is a co-creation. So those are twice a month. We've got the next one on the 30th. That's Live in Your Heart. So how do we live here? That's the next one. So you can register for that on my site if it calls you in. And yeah, more to be revealed. So every month my plan is to do a masterclass and 2 ceremonies. I like to create these things. It's a blast. You guys are awesome. Good, Layla. I'm so glad. Remember, you're whole. Remember that? That spiritual goal of yoga is I am whole. How sweet is that? Can we just like be with that for a minute? Like there's a reason why I had this in my house right now. Okay. Anywho. Hands to the heart, my love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What a fun time. What a fluid time. What a time of exploration. More to be revealed. Embrace change, my love. I'll do the same. I want to say thank you for sitting at this circle with me this evening. Thank yourself for choosing to be present. And take a nice slow breath in and out. And remember, if there's one thing you take away, may it be the biggest self-love you've ever felt. Grow that every day. Sending out this energy to the planet, bursting your light open and forward, permission to be powerful. Bringing your fingertips down, grabbing the edges of your Viracocha, because you are the shaman. I mean that. Reaching all the way up. Inhale. Just have the intention to close that space. And I want you to illuminate your chakras, illuminate your whole system, right? Like that. Light it up with your divinity, the divinity. And I like to sprinkle some on the earth. I just kind of go like that at the end. That's how my teachers taught me. Use that, all right? Send me what you liked the best. Get a good freaking night's sleep. And thank you for giving me the honor of doing this evening. Aho. Your healing is everybody's healing. Have a beautiful night, my love. Send me questions, all that good stuff, okay? Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Thank you. See you soon.
Thank you.
You're so welcome, love.